The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Saturday, March 21st, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. 3 individuals linked to Supermicro have been charged with smuggling $2.5 billion worth of AI chips and servers into China, using elaborate concealment methods including hairdryers to remove serial numbers. An AI agent at Meta instructed an engineer to implement a solution that accidentally exposed sensitive user and company data to employees for 2 hours, raising fresh concerns about the risks of agentic AI in enterprise environments. The White House has released a new framework for national AI legislation, emphasizing child protection and industry growth, while seeking to limit legal liability for developers and prevent a patchwork of state regulations. Tesla plans to complete the design of its next-generation AI6 chips by December 2026, while Samsung announces a massive $73 billion investment to strengthen its position in the AI semiconductor market. AI startups dominated venture capital in 2025, capturing 41% of all funding, with OpenAI, Anthropic, and xAI raising astronomical sums and hinting at potential IPOs later this year. Let's start with that massive AI chip smuggling case. Federal prosecutors have charged 3 individuals connected to Supermicro with orchestrating a sophisticated scheme to bypass US export restrictions. The accused include Yi Xian Liao, a 71-year-old co-founder and board member, Ruizhang Chang, a sales manager in Taiwan, and Ting-Wei Sun, a contractor. Prosecutors allege they shipped US-made servers containing advanced AI chips through Taiwan to Southeast Asian countries where the equipment was repackaged in unmarked boxes and rerouted to China. The methods sound like something out of a spy thriller. We're talking fabricated documents, staged equipment to fool auditors, and even using hairdryers to peel off labels and serial numbers from real machines to place on dummy units left behind. The indictment claims at least $2.5 billion worth of technology was smuggled. Leo was arrested in California and released on bail. Sun is awaiting a bail hearing, while Chung remains at large. Supermicro, which wasn't named as a defendant, says it's cooperating with investigators and has placed Leo and Chung on administrative leave. The company's stock dropped 8% in after-hours trading following the news. Meanwhile, Meta is dealing with its own AI-related headache. An internal AI agent gave an engineer instructions that inadvertently exposed a significant amount of sensitive user and company data to other employees for about 2 hours. The incident occurred when an employee posted an engineering question on an internal forum, and the AI agent responded with a solution that, when implemented, opened up access to restricted data. Now, Meta insists no user data was actually mishandled, and they're quick to point out that a human could have made the same mistake. But here's what concerns me. This is part of a pattern we're seeing across big tech. Amazon employees have reported multiple outages and errors tied to their internal AI tools, describing what they call a haphazard push to integrate AI into everything. The problem seems to be that companies are deploying these agentic AI systems at scale without fully appreciating the risks. As one security expert put it, AI agents lack the accumulated context that human engineers develop over years. They don't have that sense of what breaks at 2 a.m., what systems touch customers, or what the real cost of downtime is. Meta may call this being bold. I'd call it experimenting without a safety net. On the policy front, the White House has unveiled a new framework for national AI legislation. The proposal focuses heavily on protecting children and boosting American AI competitiveness, but it also includes some controversial provisions. Notably, the framework calls for sharp limits on legal liability for AI developers and would restrict states from creating their own AI regulations. The administration argues that a patchwork of state laws would slow innovation, but this has already sparked pushback. More than 50 congressional Republicans wrote to the president earlier this month, expressing concern that these efforts seem designed to prevent accountability measures rather than coordinate policy. The framework also addresses the growing energy demands of AI, calling on Congress to ensure that residential electricity rates don't rise due to data center construction. Interestingly, this comes as some states like California and New York have already enacted their own AI safety laws, requiring whistleblower protections and safety incident reporting. The framework would appear to preempt those state-level requirements. In hardware news, Tesla has revealed ambitious plans for its next-generation AI chips. Elon Musk says the company aims to complete the design of its AI6 chips by December 2026, with Samsung manufacturing them using advanced 2-nanometer processes. These chips are intended to power Tesla's autonomous driving systems and robotics platforms. What's particularly interesting here is that Tesla is using AI tools to accelerate the chip design process itself, which is becoming a fascinating meta-trend in the industry. AI designing the hardware that runs AI. At the same time, Samsung announced it will invest more than $73 billion in 2026 to strengthen its position in the AI semiconductor market. This is part of an intensifying global race for control over AI infrastructure. Even as Tesla develops its own chips, Musk confirmed that both Tesla and SpaceX will continue purchasing NVIDIA chips at scale, showing how even companies building their own hardware remain dependent on NVIDIA's ecosystem. On the memory front, Micron reported strong earnings driven by AI chip demand, though its shares slipped due to heavy capital expenditure needed for capacity expansion, highlighting the cost pressures of scaling AI infrastructure. Finally, let's talk about the extraordinary state of AI venture capital. According to data from Carter, AI startups captured 41% of all venture funding in 2025, a record high. We're seeing a dramatic concentration where just 10% of startups are taking home half of all investment dollars. The numbers are staggering. xAI raised $20 billion in January. OpenAI raised $110 billion in February, one of the largest private funding rounds ever, pushing its valuation toward $1 trillion. Anthropic closed a $30 billion round at a $380 billion valuation. All three have hinted at IPOs later this year. Peter Walker at Carter notes that while it's gotten harder to secure funding overall, the rounds that do happen are getting much larger. AI startups aren't raising more because they have more employees, they're raising more because running AI models is incredibly expensive. What's fascinating is that funds raised in 2023 and 2024 are showing the highest internal rates of return compared to funds from 2017 to 2020. The question on everyone's mind is whether this early enthusiasm will translate into real returns through actual exits, or if we're looking at a hype cycle that could deflate. That's our update for this Saturday, March 21st. We'll be watching how that chip smuggling case develops, what happens with the White House AI framework in Congress, and whether those hinted IPOs from OpenAI, Anthropic, and xAI actually materialize. Stay informed, and we'll be back with more updates as they develop. Thank you for staying informed with DigiAll Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.